Good evening. Today we will discuss special education discipline policies and procedures in education. My name is Theodora Battle, and I will be facilitating today's PLC. Federal laws play a crucial role in special education by ensuring consistent standards and protections for students with disabilities across the United States. These laws, such as the Individuals with Disability Education Act, establish rights, define services, and promote an inclusive educational environment, fostering equal opportunities for all students. In today's area of focus, we will discuss general provisions, authority of school personnel, manifestation determination, determination that behavior was a manifestation, special circumstances, important terminology such as definitions. For the appeal process, we will discuss the appeal, placement during appeals, protections for children who are not yet eligible for special education and related services, the referral to an action by law enforcement and jurisdictional authority. Some more important information refers to the notification process and the change of placement because of the disciplinary infraction. The purpose of exceptional education services is to ensure children with disabilities receive free and appropriate public education. The education of special education students should emphasize services that are designed to meet their unique needs and prepare them for future education opportunities, employment, and independent living. The local educational agency, also known as the LEA, is responsible for developing appropriate and legal-based disciplinary procedures. The Code of Conduct applies to all children unless a child's IEP specifically indicates otherwise. The authority of school personnel. Administrators may consider unique case-by-case basis to determine if student placement and other requirements of the district rules are appropriate for a child with disabilities who violates a code of conduct. A school personnel may remove a child with a disability who violates a code of conduct from his or her current placement to an appropriate alternative educational setting no more than 10 consecutive days. And for any additional removals of no more than 10 consecutive school days in the same school year for a separate incident of misconduct. If a child with a disability has been removed from his or her current placement for 10 days in the same school year, the local educational agency must provide services to the extent required under this authority of school personnel rule. Services that must be provided consist of continued to receive educational services that supports their participation in the general education curriculum that allows them to progress towards meeting their goal set in the child's IEP. In addition, students would have to complete the functional behavior assessment and behavior intervention service and modifications according to the child's behavior intervention plan and IEP. If disciplinary changes exceed 10 consecutive school days, if the student behavior is not determined to be a manifestation of the child's disability under the authority of school personnel rule, school personnel may apply the disciplinary action procedure to a child with disabilities in the same manner of a child without disabilities. If a child's behavior is determined a violation of the Code of Student Conduct, the LEA, the parents, and relevant members of the child's IEP team must review all relevant information in the child's file. Frequently asked questions during the investigation. Number one, Is the code in question caused by or had a direct and substantial relationship to the child's disability? Number 2, was the code in question the direct result of the LEA's failure to implement the IEP? The child's conduct is determined to be a manifestation of the child's disability if the LEA, parents, and relevant members of the child's IEP team determines the conduct in question was caused by or had a direct and substantial relationship to the child's disability, or the conduct in question was the direct result of the LEA's failure to implement the IEP. If the LEA, parents, and relevant members of the child's IEP team determines the conduct in question was a direct result of the failure of the LEA to implement the IEP, the LEA must take immediate steps to identify a remedy. Let's look at things from the lenses of the manifestation determination was in fact a violation of the Code of Conduct. If the team determines the child's violation of Code of Conduct was manifestation of the child's disability, there are protocols and procedures that are in place to identify different alternatives to support that student. Number 1, we will conduct a functional behavior assessment. Number 2, a creation or review of the behavior intervention plan and modifications will be made to address the behavior. A functional behavior assessment provides information about a child's behaviors of concern. A child's behavior of concern can occur based on circumstances related to their academic performance, social or emotional competence. For an example, an academic behavior could be the child is not completing homework or classwork assignments. There are different types of functional behavior assessments. There are 3 different types of functional behavior assessments that can be given to that child. Number 1, a brief functional behavior assessment would take place. Number 2, a full functional behavior assessment. And number 3, a functional analysis. The brief functional behavior assessment determines the cause of the challenging behavior. Different observations are done, such as short interview with a teacher, parent, or staff members who have dealt with the child at first hand. The full functional behavior assessment is the most used assessment because it focuses on the understanding of when, how, and why the problematic behavior occurs. A summary statement is typically conducted in the form of a short or extended interview through direct observations or a record review. The functional analysis is used to test the hypothesis established by the functional behavior assessment. At this point, a combination of direct observation and systematic approaches or multidisciplinary team has conducted data to understand the function of a student's specific behavior. Like the changes of the season from fall to winter and spring to summer, in the educational system, we will encounter special circumstances. For instance, if a student with a disability is found to be carrying a weapon to or possession of a weapon at school, on the school premises, or at a school function under the jurisdiction of the state or the LEA, knowingly possession or using illegal drugs, sell or solicits the sale of a controlled substance while at school, inflicted serious bodily injury upon another person while at school, the infraction can be determined by the IEP team as a need of removal to an alternative educational setting. Under the federal law, the parent of a child with a disability has the right to appeal any decision made about the student placement or manifestation determination. Parents who would like to appeal must file a due process hearing. A judge from the hearing office will review the dispute and identify a resolution. Placement during appeals can take into effect one or two ways. Number one, a student can return to their current placement for which they were removed, or administrators can order a change of placement of the child with a disability. A child that has not been determined eligible for special education and related services under the federal law and has been found to be in violation of the student conduct may ask for protection if he or she has expressed the following concerns. Number one, there was a letter that was written to a supervisor or administrator, personnel of the educational agency, or a teacher. Number two, the parent of the child in question has asked for an evaluation. Number three, the teacher of the child or other personnel of the LEA have expressed specific concerns about a pattern of the child's behavior. Expectations to the federal law when a child has been found to be in violation of the student conduct would consist of the parent of the child has not been allowed for an evaluation to take place. The child has been evaluated and was determined to not be eligible for services. Conditions of the federal law if there is no known knowledge of the child's disability. During the time of the violation of code of conduct, the child is subjected to disciplinary action, which the evaluation must, in this case, be expedited. Until the evaluation is conducted, the child will remain in the original educational setting of placement and will be suspended without educational services. When allegations of any criminal action by students with disabilities occur, the school administrators, disciplinary hearing officer, panel, tribunal of school officials, or the local board of education may report the incident to the appropriate law enforcement agency or officer for investigation. Parents must be given notice of the results of the manifestation determination and additional available procedural safeguards. If a parent disagrees with the manifestation determination, the parent must file for due process with the Office of Administrative Hearing to dispute the team's manifestation determination recommendation. Notifying parents after a manifestation determination review is important because it keeps them informed and involved in decisions regarding their child's education. It promotes transparency, allows parents to understand the outcome of the review, and ensures their input is considered in developing appropriate interventions or changes to the student's education plan. This communication develops collaboration between parents and school authorities in supporting the child's educational and behavioral needs. If a student with a disability requires a change of placement due to a violation of the Student Code of Conduct, the placement change should occur within 10 days of the decision. It is imperative for team members to understand the risk factors associated with students' change of placement during the disciplinary action. Many times, students with disabilities display poor social skills, judgment, planning, and have less skills in detecting compared to their general education peers. Therefore, students with disabilities are more likely to exhibit problematic behaviors compared to other students in their class. What is the significance of the research? Under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act of 2004, a manifestation determination serves as a casualty criteria to examine the significance of the disciplinary actions against students with disabilities who commit serious violations of the Code of Conduct. To ensure manifestation determination process are followed in accordance with the IDEA, protocols and procedures are put into place to ensure the safety of students, educators, and other personnel that work in the education system. Research on manifestation determination reviews is significant for several reasons. It helps to, number one, inform policy and practices. Research provides insight into the effectiveness of current manifestation determination review policies and practices. This information can contribute to refining and improving these processes. Number two, protect student rights. By understanding the impact of manifestation determination review, it ensures that students with disabilities receive appropriate protection and are not unfairly disciplined for behavior related to their disability. Number three, it enhances educational interventions. Research can identify effective interventions for students with disabilities, leading to better strategies for addressing behavior issues and fostering a positive learning environment. Number four, promote inclusive education. By investigating the outcomes of manifestation determination reviews, research can contribute to the promotion of inclusive education, ensuring that students with disabilities have equal access to educational opportunities. Lastly, number five, facilitate professional development. Finding research can be used to develop training programs for educators and school staff, enhancing their ability to understand and address behavior issues in students with disabilities. In summary, research on manifestation determination reviews is instrumental in shaping policies, improving practices, protecting student rights, and fostering inclusive educational environments. Researchers Walker and Bigham described the manifestation determination process to be an effective tool to discuss student behavior. The manifestation determination process also ensures that students are given a fair opportunity to reach a higher level of academic success. Collaboration and proactive solutions are offered on a daily basis to ensure that students are given the opportunity to participate in the general education curriculum. In addition, researchers Walker and Bigham describe the manifestation determination process to be effective when making sure that there is safeguard in place to ensure that students are not being excluded from educational opportunities due to their disability. It is imperative for school personnel, administrators, and teachers to remain focused on the manifestation determination review that is specifically on how the student disability impacts their behavior. How can teachers and other school officials facilitate learning activities to guide students with disabilities in the right direction? When conducting manifestation determination review meetings, administrators and staff members should focus on several key aspects. Number one, thorough examination of behavior. Carefully analyze the behavior that led to the disciplinary action, considering its nature, severity, and any patterns. Determine if it is a manifestation of the student's disability. Number two, review of relevant information. Ensure that all relevant information, including the student's IEP, assessments, and any other documentation, is considered during the review. Number three, parental involvement. Include parents and guardians in the process by allowing them to provide insights into the student's behavior and contribute to the decision-making process. This fosters collaboration between school and home. Number 4, legal compliance. Ensure compliance with federal and state laws, particularly the IDEA. This includes following procedural requirements and safeguards to support students with disabilities. Number 5, documentation. Maintaining thorough documentation of the manifestation determination review process by including the team members' deliberations, findings, and decisions. This documentation serves as a crucial record and helps ensure accountability. Number 6, consideration of alternatives. Explore and discuss alternatives, interventions, and strategies that could possibly address the behavior while keeping the student in their current educational placement whenever possible. And lastly, individualized approach. Recognize the unique needs of each student and tailor interventions and decisions to align with their specific disabilities and circumstances. By focusing on these aspects, administrators can conduct thorough, fair, and legally compliant manifestation determination review meetings that support the best interests of the student with disabilities.